Welcome to the Love Story Podcast. I'm your host, Ashely Green, where we are capturing the magic of every love story. So we have the Vees on the Love Story Podcast today. Hello, Vees.
Hello.
Hello.
We have Bridget and David. Good Lord, is that a bruise on your thigh?
Oh my God, it's the nastiest thing.
What have you done?
It was a tree trimming incident. Wow. My eyes are up here.
Do you feel safe at home? Sorry,
No, I'm fine. This one is fading.
Oh my
as well.
goodness.
Yeah, I just get beat up doing regular stuff.
Manly stuff.
Right.
Yeah, which is my experience with you, David Vee, is that you're the manliest man.
That's what I try to tell people. But it's not really catching on, but we'll see what happens.
Do you just walk into rooms and show off all your bruises?
I mean, according to this, I walk into everything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we are not here. This is not the Bruise Podcast. This is the Love Story Podcast. So we have the Vees in studio. So this is the Love Story Podcast coming up with the Love Story Wedding Show, kind of, which you were a part of last year.
Yes.
And you're returning this year. So
yes.
Thank you. As a realtor, which is what you are. And now, Bridget, you have transformed your career from the home spectrum into the travel spectrum.
Yes. So I get to work with, hopefully, a lot of different couples and brides, especially for their honeymoons, which has been super, super fun.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And this, because you guys do, within your marriage, you do a lot of traveling and all of those things. So it just kind of is a natural, like, from planning all of the travel that you guys do on your own to now just helping other people do it.
Yeah.
So, and what I do know about your relationship, and so I'll kind of ask you questions. You guys can start telling your love story, and then I'll ask questions and things like that. But I do know that we'll bury the lead. I won't tell your love story, your engagement story. I'll let you guys do that. I won't narrate.
I'm pretty happy with that one.
Yeah, so, I won't narrate your relationship to you.
Tell me more about me. This is fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, so where do you guys want to start in the love story? Because we've had a handful of different types of love stories that we've had on. We've had people who are kind of doing the blended family thing. We have people who are doing they were married and then previously and then on second marriage thing. So where are you guys at in the journey of your relationship, and what kind of boxes do you check off?
Well, we actually get to check off quite a few. We are not quite a full blended family. Mm-hmm. I was married once before. Mm-hmm. David,
I'm a first timer.
He's a first timer, so got his training wheels on. But we met, over 9 years ago now, in the most unromantic way possible, but very St. Cloud worthy. We actually met at a business networking meeting.
Yeah. Like if saltine cracker was a story about how we met, that would be it.
Yes.
Maybe like with butter on it, a little flavor.
Yeah. We threw some chocolate in the side, but no.
Yeah.
It just kind of evolved and progressed from there, where I kind of became like a permanent fixture, and they were having a going away party for one of the members, and he was hosting it at his house. And so I happened to be there that day subbing for someone, and he's like, well, you're basically a member. You can come too. So fast forward, going away party at his house, and we're just having a great time, great conversation, and we're talking everything from work to hobbies and interests, and got to talking about travel. Go figure. And when we're kind of going through this, what's on your bucket list? Where do you want to go? I had mentioned that I actually had a trip coming up that I was planning to go to the 2016 Rio Olympics. So this was a big bucket list trip of mine. And I was going through, explaining how I'm a single female in my 20s going to be going to Rio de Janeiro by myself. And he kind of got a little excited and also a little worried at that comment.
Well, that was like a year out, but we had been kind of hitting it off all night. And so
before you're hitting it up, you invited her to your home. Was this you were like, yes, I got the hot girl to come to my house. Now I can put the moves on. Or were you just like,
seems a little trappy, but yeah.
Yes.
She fell into the tree snare out front. Just really
good. Yes.
No. So I had interest when I first met Bridget. We were both had been seeing other people and all that stuff. We both happened to be single at this time, though.
Sure.
And so I invited her in. I was like, yes. hopefully this is my
Yeah.
my opening and all that. But yeah, so she had come and we'd been chatting it up all night, in and amongst like 20 other people were
Sure.
there, but her and I were just talking,
Locked
like,
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing host the whole time because it was at my house, and
Sure.
whatever. But I was more focused on her
Yes.
and all that. But yeah, she started talking about the going to the Rio Olympics. I had come up with this ultra smooth, very suave.
Of course.
It was like, oh, if we're both single at the time, or whatever, if we're not doing anything, maybe I'll go with you. So,
Okay,
so
you invited yourself to her single lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was in my head. That was the way that I had put it together.
Sure.
It was like, just kind of casual
Maybe.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently, what I actually said was, "I'll go with you."
Yeah.
That's exactly how it came out, by the way. Like, so much golden retriever energy right there.
So yeah, it was. We ended up hanging out. Like the party ended, we ended up going out and grabbing a couple of drinks, and then we started seeing each other from there. It was fantastic.
Okay. So at what point, Bridget, are you like, oh, this guy is totally into me?
So, fun fact, it was actually the other way around.
Oh.
So I was super into him.
Okay.
I mean, let's be real here. How often do you meet someone that you're incredibly attracted to,
Sure.
is funny, has great ethics, wonderful morals?
You're
and
still looking for this
even-
human, I assume?
Luckily found this one. But no, and a great work ethic, and just literally ticking box after box after box. It's like you don't let those go. You
Right.
work for those.
Yeah.
You put those at the top of your list. And so I was not surprised that actually I had some competition there that I had to kind of up my game in every way. And so I brought the A team, and
Sure.
I don't know if he was even like necessarily ready or prepared for what was about to come at him. We kind of half joke that I ninja'd him into the
I
relationship.
was just about to say, she's packing
Yeah.
throwing stars and just like hitting out all the competition.
Yeah.
Just like, a lady like even looks your way and she's like, get out of here. This
Right.
is,
Pretty
this
much.
one's mine.
This one's mine.
Yeah.
So no, I did a lot of the chasing after him, and it was very well worth it.
Were you feeling this? Like this is a new dynamic to the V love story. I didn't realize that you were the
Right.
catch.
You wouldn't think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So did you feel this energy? Were you like, oh my gosh, this chick is like, she's always around the corner? Or were you like, did you know?
No. So Bridget's a great salesperson because
Yes.
she made it like it was my idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, hey, you know what would be a good idea if you and I were to just date.
Yeah.
And,
Have you seen the extended warranty package on this
Right.
relationship
Yeah.
that you could have? Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
No, and that was just it. Is after like after a few dates and all that stuff, and I was in a point in my life where I'm like, oh, just not really into anything, not looking for anything right now, whatever. And then after a few dates with Bridget, I was like, oh no, I caught a feeling. I like this girl.
She's checking off all these
Yeah,
boxes. She's super cool.
She's really fun, and I enjoy her all the time. And
Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
I got hooked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. Her feminine wiles worked then.
Very much
line,
so.
sinker.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So then at what point did you know that you were like, oh, he knows that I know that he's mine? Like, when did you feel like, oh, I win?
Honestly, it was probably about a month to a month and a half. And what really kind of sealed the deal was his friends had a annual kind of a charity of sorts thing that they put together. It was a bike and brew. So, I mean, win-win.
Yeah.
But he invited me to come with him, and he needed to drop his dog off at his mom's house. And so he told me in advance, he's like, hey, so Saturday we're going to go down, but we got to drop Squish off ahead of time. So you're going to meet my mom.
Uh-huh.
What should I call you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I mean, we could call a spade. And he looks at me and goes, will you be my spade? And I'm
Aw.
like, yeah. And he's like, will you be my girlfriend? It was the cutest, cheesiest, most wonderful thing coming from at the time, a 30-year-old, like
Yeah.
just melted my heart. I'm like, yep, and my work here is done.
I
Yes.
recall being much more cool during all this, but I 100% believe her iteration of the story. But in my
Yeah.
head, like
We
very-
trust my memory in this
Yes,
relationship.
100%.
Yes.
Okay. So he kind of let you know right away. I almost said blew your load, but that's, yeah. He blew the relationship load.
Very different, very different style of
Yeah.
podcast, I think.
Came in hot.
Yeah.
You were like, okay, I want you to be my girlfriend. And then how does the relationship progress from there? Like you met the mom, and
Yep.
mom was
Amazing.
Okay.
Love her. All like less than 5 feet, 100 pounds dripping wet of her. Just the sweetest thing.
Squish could have taken her
Oh,
down in an
100%.
instant. Yeah.
But no, it kind of progressed, honestly, how a good chunk of our relationship has. It was effortless.
Sure.
And after myself coming out of, being married before,
Mm-hmm.
David had been in long-term relationships as well. And so we both knew something that I think you just don't quite get when you're in your 20s, like
Yeah.
early 20s or right out of high school. You don't quite know what it is that you're looking for. And even more than that,
Yep.
you don't know what you don't want in a relationship.
Yeah.
Or, so we both already had this amazing communication from the get-go where we would talk about just about anything under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
But we also had like really good ground rules,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So we would hang out, we would spend time, we would put each other first, and of course we would travel.
Yeah.
Go somewhere close by, weekend trips, and then just kind of continue to escalate from there. And then before we knew it, it was, almost not quite a year, but getting close to a year into the relationship. We had Rio all planned out.
Yes.
And
Your
so
stowaway was coming with you whether you liked it or
whether
not.
I liked it
Yeah.
or not at that point. Yeah. No, he was coming with. And so we were so stoked for this trip. And honestly, I had absolutely no idea what to expect other than just an amazing time going down to the Olympics.
Yes.
You skipped over so many awesome dates, though. By the way, like
I'm sure you're so romantic,
no-
David.
no,
You plan the
He's an
best.
amazing dater, by the way.
you bring the doubt into this. One of our dates was we drove down. It was like an hour and a half away. I don't remember, but we were in gliders, like
Like a hang glider?
No, like an airplane with no engine, glider,
Oh.
all that stuff. So
Yeah.
that was what we did for a date.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I said, I brought the A game in the beginning. He
Yes.
definitely
I-
carried us through
Yes.
for
Yeah.
quite
Yes.
a while.
Also, I planned a trip to the romantic city of Winnipeg.
I've been to Winnipeg.
yeah, it's a lovely city.
It is a
Lovely
lovely,
city.
very romantic. They've
She
got
was
a
talking-
mall there.
a zoo.
And
Yeah.
a zoo.
They have a
Yeah.
Winnipeg Zoo.
Yeah, and a bowling
Okay.
alley that they
All
do comedy in once a year, which is terrible, but
Okay.
that made it more fun. But
Okay.
that was the. So Bridget was talking early in our relationship how she had used her passport when she was in high school to do a mission trip in Vietnam and Cambodia.
Okay.
And how she had never used it since then. So I'm like, all right, I can pay attention to that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, what can we do? I'm like, well, we've only been dating a couple of months. Like going to Mexico for a week might be a bit much
Right, red
now.
flaggy.
But I'm like, we can drive to Winnipeg.
Yeah.
that's a road trip. So that's what we did for a weekend, and just
Yeah.
ran up to Winnipeg and came back. She got to use her passport. It was
There you
great.
go.
Yeah, went gliding. Went out. There was a bunch of other great ones that we did.
It was what was this, a year of dating before you went to Rio together? About?
Right about
Yeah.
Yep.
Right
Okay.
about. A little
Yeah.
more. So, and during that time, we had even started talking about houses and just kind of combining our lives. And that was a big deal for me.
Oh, Alexa
then.
wanted to chime in.
Yeah.
Something about trash cans. That has no bearing on your relationship, I'm sure.
Wow. What's it?
Well, tomorrow is
Introducing
garbage
this kind
day.
of
No.
something. Well, one other cool thing too is that when we started dating, we'd only been dating a couple of months, and then I left the country for a month.
Yes, and tell the people why.
I was climbing in South America.
Climbing, yeah, not like trees. You're a mountain climber.
Yeah. So we
You
had-
can flex. I'll let you flex on my podcast.
I don't know.
It was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, yeah. But so I was gone for literally a month. I left on in early December and got back after the New Year and all that stuff. And I told her, I'm like, hey, I really like you. Like, this is going really, really well. I would love to have a girlfriend when I get back. Like, so please, if you can hang out for a month, like that's
Yeah. Can you put a pin in all of this?
I would appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't leave me.
It worked
It probably
out.
came up more. Don't leave me.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, no, I mean, like in my head, everything was
Yeah,
super smooth. But
super smooth,
yeah, it was.
yeah.
There's probably begging.
You're seeing a theme here, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
well, so on that trip, I went with 4 or 5 other guys. One guy got broken up with while we were there.
Oh.
While we were there, his girlfriend's like, "Oh, hey,
Just
I
shot
don't
him a
think this is gonna
quick
work
text
out."
message?
Right?
All
Yeah,
right.
and so that was tough. Another one, anytime they actually got together, or got to talk on the phone, she was just complaining that he was gone. And then every
That's
time I
negative
talked to
energy.
Bridget, she's like, "Oh, how you doing? How's everything going?" Like it was definitely the girlfriend of the trip. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah. 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 This is my cool girlfriend back home,
Yeah,
guys.
she's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one guy who just got broken up with is like, can you please stop?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
hurts.
We
Yeah.
get that you like her,
Yeah.
but like enough. I'm in tears here. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got mountain climber David, and then we have Bridget, who's like, I'm going to go to every Olympics under the sun. Like, where did you're going to Rio, where did that, like, to go see the Olympics, where did that come from in like your life?
So that, like I said, it was a really big bucket list trip for me. Mostly because I just get drawn to super positive energy. And when you think about it, the nerding out history of Olympics is actually from the very get-go, it is a time of peace. So if countries were fighting, they legitimately had to cease war a month before the Olympics so that they could send their competitors the entire time during the Olympics and a month after so that they could go home and recuperate and celebrate with their families and their countries. And then all heck breaks loose. But
Sure.
so it's just a time where everybody is just literally putting forth so much effort, and they have trained for some people for their entire lives for these literally minutes of competition. But I wanted to see an opening ceremony because it's just this one moment when the entire world is together and there's so much hope and so much peace, and everyone is just hopeful and happy and excited, and there isn't just, politics don't matter, your religion doesn't matter, there's none of that petty stuff. And it, forgive me, it's not petty, but it's just a moment where everyone can come together as one.
Yeah.
And I just really wanted to be in that space. So again, top 3 bucket list item for me. So I really wanted to go. And also Rio is an amazing place. But again, as a single 20-something-year-old, probably not going to be the safest place for me to go by myself. And so I figure, what better time to go when the entire world is watching?
Sure.
And so that's kind of what sparked it all. I had already been planning this trip, but I mean, when I told him about it, it was just over a year out. It was in 2015, May of 2015. And so then the opening ceremony date was August 5th of 2016.
Okay.
So I had been planning this even a year before I had even told him about it. So
Okay.
it was exciting. It was a big deal. I was so ready for it. And so it was really exciting when everything was kind of coming together, and we had our tickets, we had our passports, we had our plans. We were going to go scuba diving when we were in Rio. And so then the day finally came and we took off, and I was just a ball of excitement, and I took his excitement to be just, the same thing. And turns out apparently it wasn't just that.
What she didn't know is that we had been dating for, I think officially for like 4 months, maybe 5.
Sure.
And I started designing her ring.
Uh-huh.
And so now we're a year out, and it's the opening ceremonies. And I'm like, what better time to
Yeah.
propose than there?
Yeah.
Right.
Can I just say real quick, if anyone knows my husband, if anyone knows David, he cannot pass up a good story. He just can't.
But so whenever this comes up, I don't make any friends with guys with this story because like I
Well, you're a
win
total-
every
you're an
time.
asshole. Yeah.
Such a prick move.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
it's
Let me tell you how much better than
Yeah.
all of you I am.
yeah, like, oh, just we were at a improv
You should
comedy.
tell the story first of how
Which-
it happens.
I suppose. So, so
You're getting ahead of yourself.
I am,
Too many
yeah,
stories.
Yeah, it was weird. Rewind just a bit. The day that I went to pick up her ring, I woke up and I'm like, okay, I got to pick up her ring from the store. We leave in like 5 days for Rio. So I wake up, that's the first thing on my mind. I grab my phone and check my email. Our Airbnb had canceled on us. And they're like, oh yeah, we don't have a place for you. And I'm like, oh, well, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And then the opening ceremonies tickets, which she didn't know about at that time.
Okay. So you had been saying, I always wanted to go to an opening ceremony, but I'm just going to Rio. And then you didn't realize that Rockstar David is like,
Yes.
we're going to the opening ceremony.
Well,
Yeah.
opening ceremony tickets are like, they're pretty hard to get.
Sure.
And ridiculously, like when you buy them from the vendors, they're not exactly cheap.
Sure.
So again, in my 20s, like I'm going to Rio. I've been saving my pennies for this.
Yes.
And then so we already had some Olympic events we were going to. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm still going to the Olympics. I'm
Yes.
still getting that win. But no, we didn't. We weren't originally planning on getting to hit up the opening ceremony because I didn't think that was within our reach.
Those tickets were spendy, but worth it.
Well worth it. Yes.
So I wake up, check my email, find out that my Airbnb has canceled for the 11 days we're going to be in Rio during the Olympics. So
Something came up
just
for them.
just got a quick rebook that.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
And then the FedEx tracking for the opening ceremonies tickets was also coming through too. So I'm on the phone with customer service. I get the delivery notification that the tickets had been delivered, but they got delivered to a house that I had sold like 3 months earlier.
yeah.
We had moved and they didn't update my address and all that stuff. So now I'm panicking, trying to get us a place, got to pick up a ring. Now I got to go try to wrestle away these opening ceremonies tickets from somebody
to these
who
people
bought
who
my
are
old
like,
house.
my goodness, someone sent us an early gift.
Yeah, this is amazing. I want
So
to
sweet, honey. We're going to Rio.
So my stress level was a bit high
Yeah.
at the time, but ended up getting all of that taken care of. But then I open the tickets and they have somebody else's name on them, and I'm like, I've never.
What
been
do
to-
you do right, would you say?
I mean, everything worked out, but my stress level was through the roof.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I've never been to the Olympics. I don't know. Are they going to be checking IDs? Are they going to be doing what? So we get to Rio, and we are on our way. Am I jumping too far? Or can I? Okay. So we're on our way to the opening ceremonies. We've just had an amazing day up until then.
Sure.
We went to, so in Rio, there's the two, this really famous mountain. It's called Sugarloaf Mountain. It's like this double kind of a hill thing with a tram that goes up. We went to that. Well, no, first we went to Christ the Redeemer. That's the big Jesus statue up on the hill.
Okay.
With his arms spread out. We run into like the crew of the Today Show there. We go see that. We come down. We go to Sugarloaf Mountain. As we're in the tram, I look over. Somebody's got an Olympic torch. They had just been a torchbearer, and we're riding up there, and they're carrying around the torch. Oh my gosh! So we got to like touch it. That was really cool. So we go up Sugarloaf. We come down. All of a sudden, there's this crowd gathering, and we're like, well, what's going on here? So we kind of nose our way up to the front, and from me to you away is where the torch gets passed again. So they like pass the flame, all that. Like it was just a ridiculous day. Everything was just happening for us that day.
Everything went right when we were finally there.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
yes. So leading up until that opening ceremony day, like literally, I think I said it 6 times. Like, oh my gosh, today cannot get any better. It can't get any better.
And I'm sitting here going like, I hope it can get a little better. Maybe just a skosh. So we're on the subway. I've got these tickets, which I don't know if they're real or not, with somebody else's name on them. And like I look over and somebody's kind of like holding their tickets, and I'm like looking at mine, looking at theirs, like, all right, well, they look the same.
Sure.
So either we both got fakes or whatever. But I still don't know if I can get in because there's somebody else's name on them.
And do you know that he's got tickets for the opening ceremony?
We had to kind of figure out our daily plan. So he had told me at this point that we were going to the opening ceremony. So super excited. And, you know, we're walking through the gates, and we have to flash the tickets a couple times. But we get in and get through, and I think David like had just this huge sigh of relief as soon as the ticket scanned and the little bloop bloop green light goes on.
Yeah, you're
He's
good.
like, whew, all right.
Gotcha, really.
So
Bridget
we
went
go
through first, and he went to go scan. I'm like, oh, please, 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 please. Okay.
Yeah,
We're good.
because how can you propose after you're like, oh, turns out we got only this close to the opening ceremony?
I mean, it's Rio. It doesn't suck, right?
Right.
I would have like.
All right.
They got beautiful beaches. They got.
Yeah.
There's enough places around
Yeah.
Rio to make it
To
make
redeem
it special.
yourself.
But like it would have been a plan B for sure.
Right.
So
But luckily, plan A worked out.
luckily, yeah, plan A worked, which we got into our seats. It was Maracana Stadium down in Rio, and just absolutely gorgeous. Kind of go through the whole motions, and you kind of get to see the behind the scenes before everything gets set up, which is really fun. And then they go through if anyone's ever watched the opening ceremony, every country gets to kind of highlight their own country's history and just what they're proud of. And so they're going through getting ready to start the big production. And to get everyone hyped up and going, they just get lots of music, lots of excitement, fireworks start going off, and I am just there and ready and stargaze. And David's like,
My plan was to propose when the fireworks were going, because I'm like, there's of course got to be fireworks.
Yeah.
Well, they like started with fireworks, and I was
Right.
like, wait, do it again. I'm not ready.
They didn't get the
I'm not-
memo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I got a plan here.
Yeah.
This isn't. You're really.
You're ruining it.
You ruined everything. So I'm like, okay, well, if they started with them,
They blew their load,
they'll
you
definitely.
might say.
I mean, it'll happen. It'll
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
a little premature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Premature fireworking.
Yeah.
That'll. Yeah. But I was like, okay, if they started with them, I'm sure they'll come up again.
Right.
Whatever. So as the whole show is going on, there's drummers and dancers, and we've seen this, and this is like it's like an hour-long production, and so the dancers are all dancing on the thing. The music is super loud, like everything is reaching this fever pitch. Like everybody in the stadium is on their feet and all that stuff, and it's just this really awesome time. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
here it comes,
Yeah.
right? Like this is going to be great. And so I had reached into my pocket and I had her ring stuck on my finger, and I'm like, all right, here it comes. The fireworks started going off, and I get down on one knee, and she is paying attention to everything that is
the
going on
fireworks,
except for
yeah.
me, because she's just dancing, dancing much better than this,
Yeah.
right? But she's watching here, and I'm like, at 3 feet tall,
Yeah,
right over
looking
here.
up.
And so and like for me, it felt like I was there for about 7 minutes, right? But it was probably like 10 seconds, right?
And do the people
So-
around you, are they like is anyone paying any attention to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Luckily,
The people right next to us saw me down on one knee trying to get her attention, but
Yes.
she was focused. So she was punching her husband in the arm. Like, take a picture. Take a picture. So we actually have a great picture of Bridget turning and seeing me
Aw.
down. But I was down there for a while, and I eventually just like tapped her on the leg, and she turns and looks down. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And what was great is like in those kind of a moments, a lot of guys will have this speech or all these, like, my dearest Bridget,
Yeah.
it has been a fortnight
Yeah.
for I have loved
Yeah,
you for whatever.
yes.
Right? But everything was so loud.
Yeah.
So I was just like, huh?
Do you wanna
What do you think?
put it on?
And so yeah, she said yes, and then we both cried for a while.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, under the fireworks.
Under the fireworks
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And then there was still like an hour and a half left of the show.
Wow, more fireworks at the end of the show
Yes.
too? Or, okay.
all over. The best part, I think, obviously it was amazing. It was an amazing place and setting and story. But one of the most fun things for me is I can literally go back, because this wonderful thing called YouTube
Oh, yeah.
has the opening ceremony recorded for me. So I can literally go back and I can say, oh, at exactly 43 minutes and 16 seconds, I was getting proposed to right there.
Yeah.
See the whole
you could
thing.
show everybody. Yeah.
It's super fun. So
So that's the proposal. She says yes.
That was the proposal. She says,
And-
yeah.
Is this what day is this like day one that you guys got to Rio?
nope, we actually landed on his birthday on August 2nd. So we had been there for a couple days.
Okay.
Was it
And
August 6th?
it was August 5th.
August 5th.
Told you we trust my memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even question it. Just like, is that what?
Yeah.
Sure. Whatever.
Yeah.
No, so we had been there for a couple days. So again, he had the ring, obviously, with him, he had been hiding it in his backpack. And at one point, I even had to go into his backpack to look for something. He's
And
like,
were you just like,
She's like, I got this out of your backpack. I was like, whoa, what pocket of my backpack did you get that?
yeah, where'd you go in there?
Where? What? Would you
Cheese.
see anything else? That you did? What else? You got it good. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Why are you being so weird all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Why are you so tense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so then you just are like newly engaged. Did you like tell it? First of all, who knew that you were? Did anybody?
Everyone.
Okay.
Everybody. So, and not intentionally. So everybody at my office, they kind of. I don't have a poker face.
Right.
So I
Terrible
was
liar.
sitting in my office, and everybody knew that Bridget and I were going down to the Olympics and all that stuff. And somebody like it was a full room at the office, and somebody goes, "So Dave, that's kind of romantic going down to the Olympics. Are you going to propose?" And I was not ready for the question.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have a thing. So my answer was,
No, what? How did you know?
No. It's just, you are, and I'm like, I couldn't
Yeah.
try to lie my way out of it or anything like that. So everybody in my office knew and all that. And then we were going to Rio, and so I had the ring insured before I even picked it up or anything like that.
Yeah.
Problem was my insurance agent, his wife worked with Bridget.
So
then
everyone
he
at
told
my
her,
office.
Yes.
She told everybody.
Yes.
So she's like, I can't wait to tell everybody. And I'm like, oh, they kind of already
Everybody,
know.
literally everybody
Yeah,
already knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little bit of like sucking the wind out of my sail there, but
Yeah.
that's all right.
Sorry for the disappointment.
Yeah.
Did you get permission, like before you proposed, did you like reach out to any, like what is like
Yeah.
parental dynamics like?
So I had, this is my first proposal, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, you gotta go ask Dad.
Yeah.
And so I went and I asked her dad, I had to help move something or something, and
Something super manly.
Yeah, yeah. Her dad's pretty kind of cut and dry sort of guy, and I was like, we're going to Rio there. I was going to propose to your daughter if that's okay to you, and he goes, well, I don't mind you.
Oh. What do you mind, sir?
Well, okay, then, sir. That is just thank you.
Okay.
I feel like a follow-up question would just do more harm than good.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
You don't mind me. That's
Yeah,
good.
This,
Okay.
Yeah, I chalk that up as a W and move
Yeah,
on.
uh-huh.
Yeah. Don't
Okay.
question.
For
about
the
that.
record, my parents absolutely love you. So he didn't have too much trouble there.
Sure.
No.
Sure.
Her sister had also figured out that I was going to propose as well, and gave me the what for.
The
Yeah.
big sister talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you intimidated during this talk? Were you like, I might lose everything?
Well, if Brenda were to see this, then yes, absolutely. No,
Okay.
no. But however, dating Bridget was the first time I ever got that, like, you better treat her right sort of a speech. I'd never gotten that in my entire life because
You got it like 3 times.
No, I know, but nobody else has ever seen me as a threat before. They're like,
Yeah.
Dave, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine. There's no harm is going to come from that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So asked her dad. Her sister figured it out. My whole office figured it out. Her office had accidentally kind of found out, and
Yeah.
all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Bridget could tell, like, maybe the person checking everybody in at the hotel.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grocery store clerks were
Yeah.
like, she's like, you gotta hear this. I just
Yeah.
gotta
Let
get-"
me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just put in your number and we'll get you your
Right.
point. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have a rewards points?
Yeah.
Okay.
Move it along, lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the third person in your marriage that we have not talked about is Jesus. Just kidding. Logan. Logan. So
yes.
what is that like for you coming in? Not only are you getting like a package relationship, but you're also getting a package family
Yeah.
going into this.
Yeah.
Insta family.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, little backstory. When David and I met, Logan was 3.5 years old.
Yep.
Okay.
And so he was very young, adorable, and mostly potty trained at this point. So, I mean,
David?
perfect. Both.
Both.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But no, so David got to come in, honestly, what I feel is like one of the most fun ages
Yes.
with a kid. And it was a very big deal for introducing Logan and David together because I mean, as a mom, I'm going to be protective of my son. I'm going to make sure that I'm being able to kind of put him in this bubble where he can't get hurt anymore.
Yes.
He's been through a lot, and so I don't know what I was as nervous about in the beginning because honestly, these two are two peas in a pod. And sometimes, I mean, I legitimately joke that I have two children because they both usually are at about the same mentality with their comedy and humor.
He's 12 now, so our sense of humor
Yeah.
is right in line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but yeah, David got to meet Logan a couple months into the relationship. And when I had a feeling and I knew that he was going to be more of a permanent figure, and he, oh my gosh, absolutely adores him, and they're like that being David was always the funkle, I believe is the term that you used.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fun uncle. So he was like self-proclaimed absolutely amazing funkle. And so he kind of got to take that a step further when he got to have Logan be a part of the whole package. But that's a scary thing.
Yeah.
Like to try and come in as a single mom and dating and have someone else be then a part of your circle and a part of your world.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't always easy, but again, it always made it easier when we were able to communicate. And that's something that we've been able to do from the get-go. So.
Yeah. One of the things that as things progressed and we got more serious when it came to Logan, we were chatting about it one day and it was like hey, like we need to talk about this and kind of establish it. I said like, hey, if we're gonna get more serious and all that stuff, when it comes to Logan, if we're gonna do this, I want to do it all the way. I don't want to be the other guy in the house or anything like that. So if I'm gonna be a step parent, I want to be a full like vested parent, not the other guy.
Right.
So like while he's your son, I need us to be on equal footing and have us have equal say and like have us each have a say in be a team.
Yeah.
And kind of establish that dynamic that we're equals.
Yeah.
When it comes to raising him, like his dad is still in the picture, but when it comes to her and I, like we are equal parents.
Yeah. You're not going to have anybody come in and be like, well, you're not my dad or whatever. Like,
well, or have, and not that you would, but like, he's not your son. Or
right.
Like,
right.
My kid messed, or like Logan messed up or whatever, like, don't talk to my kid that way.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, hold on. If I'm going to be here, I want to be here all the way.
Right.
And what was really, really neat, and to Bridget's credit, by the way, she allowed me to do that.
And that's a level of trust that you like clearly like that is a testimonial to like the presence that you are in her life too, to be able to like step back and say like, I trust you enough. I literally trust you with my whole life.
Right. And so, and not only that, but it's always, with Bridget, she's never stopped trusting me in that fashion. And there's plenty of times when I don't get it right. There's plenty of times when she doesn't get it right or anything like that. Like
that's parenthood.
Everybody's learning and all that stuff. But when it comes to it, that trust has always been there, and it's never been in question or anything like that, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Logan, after I proposed to Bridget, I went and picked him up from daycare one day, and he comes running up the stairs, greets me with a big hug as always.
Yep.
And he's like, "Hey, David, since you're going to be my stepdad, can I call you Dad?" I'm like, "Oh my God, yes, absolutely!" And I just like grabbed him in this big hug, and I was like, "What do you want to buy a puppy? I will get you anything right now.
Can I give you money?"
I squeezed him really tight. Only broke a couple of ribs. It was fine.
They heal.
But he was pretty young. Like that was pretty early on.
Yeah. He was probably
wasn't even
4.5. I don't even think he was 5 yet.
Yeah.
And that was, but he asked if he could call me Dad at that time. And that is something that like I kind of hoped would eventually happen, but I was also prepared that it may not or whatever. And when going into a situation, like that, you just kind of be prepared for that never happening, right? And which I was mentally, but I hoped that eventually it would come around.
Yeah.
But yeah, he asked, and I wasn't about to push him, but he asked, and that was great. And then the first couple of days, it was like he got the new toy.
Yeah.
So he was
using it all the time.
Yeah. I was like, hey, Dad, can I have a sandwich, Dad? Dad, can I have a just any.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, what, Dad? Were you talking to me, Dad?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So it was really sweet. And it's fantastic.
So did you know that he was going to do that? Like, did Logan just...
Out of the blue. David told me that it happened.
Yeah.
And again, we explained the concept. Again, he was little, so we explained the concept that we were going to get married and that he was going to have two dads now. And that he didn't have to call him dad. We tried to put it in his court as much as we could for a 4.5, 5-year-old. And even still today, he's now 12 years old. And so going through all of those fun emotions, and life changes. But, through it all, we've kind of given him the opportunity to have that control in his life. And to this day, he's your dad.
Yeah.
And they joke, they laugh, they play, they argue. It's no different than anybody else's regular household.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of chaos.
Well, it is. You can definitely, I think one of my favorite things as a human is to like meet other people. Like, I think you guys are great, but when you like meet like the children of those people, that's when you really get a sense of what people are like. And when I went to pick up Bear from your house, when I borrowed your dog.
You borrowed Boo Bear.
Boo Bear,
yeah. When I borrowed your dog, and David was just like, yeah, go get him. And I was like, is he going to go with me? And okay. So I went and Logan's there, whatever. And when I went to go pick him up and then drop him off, Logan was just like the most polite's not the word. He was a very articulate, man, like a little man. And he was just like, thank you for bringing my dog back. And he was like, I hope he was great for you. Like, it was just he was so like you could just tell that he's a very genuinely well-loved child. And so it was lovely. I don't know if you watched the Ring doorbell of our interaction, but he was...
It was hard to hear, but he's always spoken beautifully.
Yeah.
Even at 3.5. The first time I met him, I was like, well, hi, Logan, I'm David. He's like, hi, David. I'm going to go play now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And that was it. But he's always spoken beautifully, and he's present for a lot of adult conversations and stuff like that. And we're in the car when I'm working on something for business, and he's privy to those conversations and all that. And I'll hear him talk to his friends sometime, and I'm like, oh, dude,
you're too adult for your own good.
Yeah, it's pretty great. But he's got he's got a backbone when one of his friends is spouting off and saying something stupid or just that he knows is not right. He's got a backbone. He'll stand up and be like, no, it's not. I don't think you realize what you're saying there and all that. And
let's everyone take a beat off. And you're like, okay.
We're going to put a pin in it. And then
we'll circle back when everyone's had a chance to calm down.
Right. But I've heard those conversations where it's just between him and his friends, and you've been within earshot. And yes, he does sometimes listen. He puts his socks all over the house. They're ridiculous. But there are certain times when you can see it shine through, and it's fantastic.
So you guys have now been together for how many years? Married for 6 years.
Yeah.
So how long were you engaged? You got engaged in Rio, and then how long after that did you get married?
So we actually had a fairly long engagement, but it was kind of because we were planning around other people's weddings.
Sure.
Which you do as a couple. So initially we were like, oh my gosh, it's, August. Maybe we could think about getting married next spring or next fall. And it's like, nope, this person's getting married. Oh, nope. Then we've got this. Then we've got this. Nope. Then this. So we ended up pushing it out. I think we were engaged for about a year and a half.
Yeah, we were engaged for longer than we were dating.
Sure.
Yes.
When we did. Yeah, in the time that we were engaged and planning our wedding, I had two siblings get married.
Ah, yes.
In the course
And my
of our
sibling
engagement.
got married.
And yeah. And so it's like, okay, we
Yeah.
should maybe pump the brakes a little
Yeah,
bit.
give the
and-
family some time to rest.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and we knew we wanted to do a destination wedding as well.
Yes.
So it was like we needed to give everybody enough heads up that this was happening so they could make
Mm-hmm.
their plans and stuff like that. So
Okay,
yeah.
so then you're getting married, you're doing the destination wedding thing. Were there any surprises? Like, did you, like, anything special that you planned or that you planned for the big wedding day or anything, or was it?
I mean, I lost my phone the day we landed.
Oh,
So then
okay.
everybody that was coming down couldn't get a hold of me, and everybody had to get a hold of Bridget.
Sure.
Which is really relaxing for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as surprises for the wedding day, everything just went for the most part like super seamless, which was really really comforting. As any bride knows, there's always going to be something that you
Yeah.
kind of got to just take in with a grain of salt and go with the flow. But no, everything was great. The biggest, I guess, only real surprise that we had for our wedding was we both didn't necessarily write our own vows, but we got to add something into the vows if we wanted to. And
It was my brother who was the officiant.
Okay.
And so, yeah,
He
we
was
got to,
very
we got
grateful.
to
So
influence them.
So one of our favorite things, like just to kick off the entire wedding, as everyone was finally seated, the wedding party, we had all walked down the aisle. I don't know if you've ever seen Princess Bride, but one of my favorite scenes is when they're getting married and the priest is just like, marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. So we had him
Ooh, whoa.
do this, and everyone who had seen the movie busted out laughing, and they're like, "This is David and Bridget
Yeah.
to
About
a
half the
T."
people there are like crying, laughing. They're
Yes.
like, I love this so much.
Yes.
Yes.
The other half were like, what is he saying? I have no idea what's going on right
Yeah.
now.
The
Just
best
like,
part,
that's okay.
he had never seen the movie. The
Oh.
officiant hadn't, and so
Okay.
he had to YouTube this part like 20 times so he could get it right. So bless him
Yeah.
for doing that.
And
but
he nailed it too.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
really did.
Okay.
But no, for like the wedding went off without a hitch, and we had the reception right at the resort there. And honestly, anyone who's even contemplating wanting to do any wedding that isn't like crazy big or whatever, like whether it's a destination, whether it's here, whether it's a courthouse, whether it's, maybe it is the big wedding. Honestly, whatever is true and whatever makes you happy. I know everybody says it and you're like, yeah, that's great. Except I've got my aunts and uncles and everybody else
Yeah.
telling me what to do. Truly. I can't tell you how many times we've looked through our photos, we've reminisced about that day, we've watched our wedding video and just been like, we're so glad we stuck to our guns and did what we wanted to do.
Yes.
Because you don't have those, I can't believe we ended up doing XYZ or paying for this when we didn't need to.
Yeah.
So just, yeah, absolutely loved our destination wedding. Went off without a hitch. We got to spend a great amount of time with family, friends who flew down. We had a wedding party filled with, family, friends, but then with wedding guests, we had probably about 50 people there.
47 was the count.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Because if we had 50, I remember we would have gotten a discount on something. And I was
Oh,
like,
Of course,
Sure.
this is when he remembers
yeah,
it.
yeah. The cheap ass in me is
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we just loop 3 people in on the
Right,
beach and make
right.
them? Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, they're with us now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But no, it was great because we got to spend. So we had 45 other people besides us, 44 with Logan. But we got to spend like a week in paradise with 44 people who love and care about us enough, and that we are close enough with, where they would fly to Mexico,
Yeah.
to be there for our wedding and all that stuff, and that was awesome. Like we really got to enjoy all that time with them and whatnot. And we've looked back at it. We're like, I just loved our wedding. It was great.
Yeah.
Like really, really happy. We hear a lot of people like, I was exhausted. I was this.
Right.
Like, no, we had a blast. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
So at the end of everything, well, hopefully not the end of
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Hold on. Is this like an intervention? Or something? What's
little dude.
it's a really crafty breakup you got going here?
with what would you say, and I think I already know the answer to this, is the like what keeps the V household like humming along? Like what's the like I know and it's I don't know, like the happy wife, happy life thing is kind of like an overused whatever.
Oh, absolutely
like,
not. We don't do that.
Right. Yeah. Keep her miserable, keep her beaten down.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
Keep her humble.
Yeah.
No,
Lots.
there's a lot that goes into it. I've said communication over and over again.
Yep.
Like that really is a big thing. But like a part of that, like one very specific thing that I think has saved us from so many unnecessary arguments or frustrations is everybody has good days and bad days, right? And so when we're having a conversation and one of us is just like, just like super mad or frustrated, the other person, before we can tell that they're about to like get on that rant, we'll stop them and we'll be like, whoa, real quick. Am I listening to hear you vent, or am I trying to solve a problem?
Yes.
Am I helping you solve a problem? And those, like, that's it. That one simple question literally sets us up for so much success when I'm like, I just need to vent. I just need to get it off my chest. And then he knows he literally doesn't have to say a single word.
Yeah, just sits there and
just
lays on the mattress with his feet kicking in the air and goes, and then what did that bitch do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He's on my
I
side.
will shank her if I need to.
But if it's problem solving, I'm like, I have got so many things to do. I don't know how to get him done. He's like, okay. If he knows he's problem solving, then he's already trying to insert him into something that I actually want him inserted in.
Yes.
And that has been the number one piece of advice that I would highly recommend to dang near anybody. Doesn't matter how long you've been together or not. But I think for us, that communication and so much freaking sarcasm and humor.
Yeah.
When you live with someone whose dad jokes are like at the
Whoa,
core
what
of
was
his
that?
existence.
Sorry.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Something
throat.
caught in your throat
Yeah,
there?
yeah. More water.
As an interviewer, aren't you supposed to stay neutral on this? Is that?
Who promised you that?
It's her podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. But no, the going back to what you were saying, because like what a lot of guys will do is they'll jump into problem solving mode when it's like all I need is an ear right now.
Yeah.
And then so what starts off as like, hey, I just need to vent, then escalates to this whole thing, and then everybody's mad, right?
Yeah.
When it's just like a simple question, like, am I listening or am I solving? Listening, cool.
Yeah.
Knock stuff out.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
But no, the happy wife, happy life thing, that's a kind of an antiquated one. We subscribe to don't worry, it rhymes, so it's still
Okay,
still
good.
Happy spouse, happy house.
Okay.
Because that equates both partners feelings, emotions, happiness into the total equation and all that stuff, which is what a marriage is. So
Wow, David.
right.
You just put a nice little bow on that for us. Were you practicing?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Did I rush it? I felt like
No,
felt
you
like
said
was
it
natural.
at perfect
Okay.
cadence, perfect
Yeah,
pace.
I didn't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah. Crushed it.
No, really communication has been at the forefront of ours, and so before we got married, at my request, we did premarital counseling because I'm like, I've never been married before. I don't know what to do. I only want to get married once and all that. It's like, how do we do that? What are the things we haven't thought of yet? Like, I know I love you, but
that only goes so far.
Right. There's a lot of other stuff that comes into it with just life, right? So how can we navigate these things and all that? And that was fantastic for us. It really facilitated a lot of conversations ahead of time, to where that when we started, we could start on a good footing. And then it also taught us how to disagree, or how to, I don't want to say argue, because we really don't argue that often.
Right.
But it's like, okay, hey, you said something there that I didn't like, or there's been times when, I've said something, or she said something that just kind of comes off sideways or whatever, and then obviously it catches the other person off.
Yeah.
And then we'll both just come back to like, hey, I didn't mean that like that. I recognize that like that came out sideways. I didn't mean it like that. This was on my mind. I'm just irritated, but so I'm sorry for that. Before it even like creates something, you can tell when a mood shifts in a room, and you're like, oh nope, that was my fault. I just need to let me address that right now before it grows into something later on.
Like a mutual respect and communication.
Yeah, and to David's credit, this is something that truly doesn't just happen overnight. And like I said, this was one of those like major green flags when we first met, that he was very self-aware
Yeah.
of what his personality and his mood does to affect a room. You know, happy, jovial, or grumpy, sad, whatever. And he is able to recognize that. So that's a huge first start. Like, you got to be
Yeah.
able to recognize it.
Yes.
And then he's never been afraid to say, I'm sorry, that was my fault.
Yeah.
You know, or that came off wrong. Like, let me take the responsibility for my actions in
Yeah.
this relationship, my actions, my feelings, and how that affects all of us.
Yeah.
And that's a very, very mature and grown up thing to do. Set aside the dad jokes.
She called me mature. I would like that noted on the record. Thank you very much.
But it really is, like, you are an amazing spouse and amazing partner, and I don't think we'd have anywhere near as much fun if you and I also couldn't handle the grown-up stuff too.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's very refreshing to see from an outside perspective looking at your relationship, and to see two very evenly matched people with like that level of like adoration for each other, where it definitely doesn't feel like one person is like reaching, or, you know, where you don't, I wouldn't look at either one of you and say, oh yeah, you're definitely the winner of this relationship. I would say you both do a very good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
I know I don't usually say that to you, David, but
You did a nice. I appreciate that.
well, thank you for being on the podcast. Thank you for being the V's that I adore so much. You guys are lovely.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Thank you for listening to the Love Story Podcast. You can subscribe to the show, and you can follow us at the Love Story Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.